Hello there, back into action. We just landed in Aragon and the riders are on track already. Bienvenidos de nuevo a Actualidad MotoGP. Estamos preparados para ver pues qué va a pasar en la carrera de Aragón. Esto es la Fp1. Fp1 just started, so let's see the way it's gonna be. Okay.
Only the second time this season that Petrucci has finished outside the top 10, so not what he was anticipating in front of his home crowd a couple of weeks ago. No, certainly not. Only one DNF all year, so he's been consistently in the points, Petrucci, but certainly 11th in Misano, not what the doctor ordered at all. Here is Dovizioso then. Only had one podium here in Aragon, and that was back in his Tech 3 days, a third place with the Ducati. He's wrestled it round to 5th place, but that's about the best that they can manage, which is unusual, really, because Ducati, you would look at the nature of this circuit and you would think that it would work, but it certainly doesn't. Before we go any further, let's say a very warm welcome to a man that does know this circuit very well due to track days. Simon, I know that you've mentioned to both me and Matt that this is one of your favourite circuits on the calendar. I'm sure you'll be able to give us a few words as to why. A very good morning to you. Good morning, and good morning, everyone.
That's it.
Really hot in this pit lane. Like, you don't get any shade.
Here we go.
The sun goes from it's sweaty down. Yeah, the facility, Aragón, you know, I've been to a lot of circuits in a lot of countries, and I think that this is the best facility in the world. If you, I know that's arguable, but you consider the track layout, which is absolutely beautiful, the surface, which is close to perfect, the safety, runoff.
Okay, Simon Crawford now is saying that probably this circuit is the best facility in the world. At least it's the newest one. The weather is fantastic and we are ready to watch pure gold races from now on. Vale, día soleado en uno de los mejores circuitos del mundo, según dicen los propios locutores de MotoGP.
Just makes it a dream for coming to the circuit on every angle. Yeah, apart from that, sorry, I should say about track layout, you have everything in there. You know, you've got their version of a corkscrew. You've got extremely fast last turn, which is I absolutely love. Then you've got a real flowing section that kind of forces you to brake on an angle and drive on an angle on the tyre, not just straight up and down like Dobby was saying about Misano. Then you've got extremely long straight, which even on the BMW yesterday, a stock bike, it was registering on the clock 300 kilometers an hour before sort of 175.
Thanks very much for that insight, Simon.
Márquez es Jesucristo.
Elevation changes, as ever, with cameras are always flattened out slightly. Hopefully we'll get an onboard lap at some point this weekend so we can just show you around this circuit. As Marc Marquez here continues to be fastest in the early stages, 48.804. It's kind of normal situation, really. That Repsol Honda out of the box, pretty much every circuit we've been to this year has been fastest in the early stages of free practice one.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it, this year, Steve, that they haven't had to tinker around too much with the setup of that bike throughout the weekend. They've been able to roll it out of the crate on the flyways, or they've rolled it out of the truck in Europe, and it's pretty much worked bang on the money, straight out of the crate. Marc Marquez, he's not having to sort of have tricky moments wondering whether they're going to go in the right direction with the setup. That Honda, it's just got a base setup that they can take from track to track, and they're just making minor modifications to the setup rather than having to do radical overhauls to try and bring him back into contention. The lead that Honda took with the performance of that RC213V this year has been monumental. It's still a hard bike to ride. It's not the easiest bike out there to ride. Most people at this stage will probably feel the best overall package is the Ducati. But there's no doubt about it, the Honda compared to where it was last year, certainly in terms of the engine, low gear acceleration, top speed, we talked about it repeatedly this year, it did take a massive step forward.
Valentino Rossi here is 8th so far in the early stages of this one. If Yamaha weren't worried enough about what's been going on at the moment, and we're sure that they're working tirelessly to try and find a solution to the problems they've been facing so far this year, Matt, but a letter number combo, V4, was mentioned by Valentino Rossi, which must have scared quite a few people.
Well, it was a hint, wasn't it, more than a request or a demand last time out in Misano. After, let's be honest, a humiliating 7th place in front of his home crowd at Misano World Marco Simoncelli. He expected much more than that, Valentino Rossi. It was a dismal performance. He was almost 20 seconds off the pace. One of his worst performances, I think, since he was 7th at the Red Bull Ring in Austria last year. A V4, Yamaha, I'm not going to do that. I can't see them doing it. Their tradition is that inline force in there. And even if Yamaha are working on a V4 right now, they're going to need the whole of next year through testing. Rossi would not see that before 2020 at the earliest. And I think yesterday, he kind of dampened those flames yesterday. He just said, look, Yamaha won't do that. Their tradition's inline force. I'm going to trust them, put my faith in them to develop that motorcycle to make it faster, because he just said, I can't see them making a V4. Simon.
Yes, guys, I'm down in the Avintia garage with their press officer, Jose Maroto. Jose, you have Jordi Torres, who's a well-known superbike rider, on your bike this weekend. I'm told it's the the GP16 rather than the 17. And can you tell us, how did the decision come about to put Jordi on the bike?
The decision was taken quite quick. As the last time, we have to find someone. Basically, as everybody knows what happened in Misano, the rider we have was not at the level. So when we made the inscription for this race, it was rejected. But this is another story. Jordi, we are really happy. At the moment, he's on his first race. Obviously, he has a lot of experience in World Superbike. He has won races in World Superbike, also here in Moto 2. He knows the paddock, he knows a little bit how everything works. We are quite happy because last time I saw the screen, he was just 1 second behind the last one. So he is getting there, and we hope he can learn quick how the tires, the brakes, and all these kind of things works to make a step and improve by little.
We've heard that, Tito Rabat is talking about trying to come back for Thailand, which I'm no doctor, but that sounds extremely early considering the injuries he's had. Is that true? And if he can't come back for Thailand, will Jordi be back on the bike?
Tito, obviously, if he can, he will be here in Aragón. But one thing is what Tito thinks. It's good that he is so motivated and looking forward to come back, because he will recover faster. But we have to wait until the doctor says everything is safe to come back, because he's not fighting for the championship, obviously. And it has no sense to come back quick and get it worse with the injury. So we will wait for Dr. Charte and the MotoGP medical team. And obviously, if he's not ready, Jordi will be pleased, and we will be pleased to have Jordi in Thailand.
It'd be really good to see someone have a second go on the bike, because it's so difficult to learn more than one time. Will be great. Thank you for your time, Jose.
Yeah, obviously. And every session, every lap counts when you don't know a bike. You have been a rider, and you obviously know that. So to have another chance will be better for him, for the team, and for everything. So I think it will be the best thing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks very much to Jose there. Thanks to Simon as well. Jordi Torres at the moment, only a couple of seconds away from Simeon already. There's not been many problems with him being in the 107% maximum. No surprise to hear that Tito Rabat wants to come back racing. He just loves riding motorcycles.
He's making it quite clear on his social media output, Steve, that he genuinely thinks that coming back in Buriram it's not an unrealistic opportunity. I mean, I don't know if you follow Tito at home on social media. He's been putting up some weird and wonderful shots of his rehabilitation currently going on in Barcelona. The other day, I guess he was in some kind of oxygen suit. He reminded me of those guys in E.T. when the house gets shut down. They're trying to find out what's going on. It was a great picture of Tito back, but as we'd expect, we know what a character Tito is. He lives and breathes to race and ride motorcycles, and every second he's not on two wheels, he's not the normal Tito about. So you can imagine that Tito is working 24/7 to try and get himself back as early as possible. But you do feel, based on those injuries, that Thailand maybe would be a little bit optimistic. But hey, who knows? These guys are made of pretty stern stuff. They've got amazing powers of recovery. So would it be a surprise to see Rabat in Thailand? Probably not that much.
Tito, phone home.
Yeah, exactly. It was a cracking shot.
Andrea Iannone here, Suzuki rider, comes across the line in fourth place. Cal Crutchlow a moment ago went up into second. Really good result for Cal. Of course, he picked up the spoils from this man to get himself his first podium since Argentina. A bit of a shake of the head there from Lorenzo as he exits the garage.
I was just thinking that's not a very good sign. Just 16 minutes into the weekend. The first sort of frustrated head shake from Jorge Lorenzo, who's late tumble. It was an early Christmas gift in many respects for Cal Crutchlow last time out in Misano. But if you want to win the lottery, you've got to buy a ticket. You've got to be in it to win it, as they say. And Cal Crutchlow was there to pick up the pieces from the mistake by Jorge Lorenzo. That said, you've got to say, looking at Cal Crutchlow's lap times throughout that Misano Grand Prix a couple of weeks ago, he just lost a bit of time early on fighting with Vinales and Rins. Had he been able to have got his way through a little bit quicker, then it may have been a different story. Of course, it's all ifs, buts, whats and maybes. But on his lap times, Cal Crutchlow did certainly have podium pace. He just lost too much time at the start of the race. Maybe perhaps a little bit cautious on that hard front tyre. He didn't want to push it too hard before that had got up to optimum working temperature. But Crutchlow over these last few races, actually, he's in stunning run of form. It might have only been his first podium actually in 10 since Argentina. But if you look at Cal's recent record, all of his last 6 finishes have been top 6s. The last time he missed the top 6 was back in Le Mans. He's had 8 top 6 finishes throughout this season. So it has been a really strong year for Cal Crutchlow. And again, the old argument about this carbon fibre swing arm, it just won't go away. We know that Marc Marquez and Manico Droz have had access to it for quite some time now. Cal Crutchlow, again, just subtly not having a pop at HRC, but just making requests to see when he could get this. He said, look, if they want me to help Marquez take points on the Ducatis, let him win the championship, I need their full support, which we all know means that's coded for, give me that blinking carbon fibre swing arm.
You would think that by now they're probably getting sick of hearing it themselves and they'd just find one. It's not as easy as that, as we all know. Simon.
Guys, just because you were talking about the tech side, the carbon swing arms, I thought I'd just mention what I noticed while walking up and down the pit lane. Apart from a smoking Iannone Suzuki getting pushed in the garage right now, I'll find out what's happening there. As I've noticed, is both the only Hondas to have carbon swing arms so far are both of Mark's bikes. There's none on Danny's, and I'm keeping an eye out for Carl, hoping he gets one this weekend, but so far not. Both of Petrucci's bikes have the carbon insert on the chassis like Lorenzo's bikes, both of his, which is a change in stiffness. And the other side of the garage, Dovi, has stuck to the original one without the carbon in it. Both of Dovi's bikes are like that. There's no sign of the KTM new aero package yet, which I'll be really surprised if they don't pull it out here in the next sessions. The only real new thing that that we haven't mentioned online, I saw it last race, but it was kind of right before the race. I didn't mention it was Maverick Vinales has a cable-operated clutch, which you don't normally see on the bikes. They're all hydraulic, including his teammate Rossi is hydraulic. Apparently, he likes that. They only use it on the start. He prefers it on the start, so they've left that on his bike. And one thing I've spotted is Alex Rins' bikes now look the same. Remember, he got a new carbon chassis at the first race was at Austria, and his bikes always look different since then. One had, but now they both look like the old one. So they've either gone back to the old one, or they've got some stilo pad out and taken the gloss off to make them look the same. I'll keep you updated as I see things.
Yeah, thanks as always for that, Simon. There was our first look at potentially, is he the saviour of Yamaha? Michele Gatta, a man who that Valentino Rossi and this man, Maverick Vinales, are putting so much faith and putting so much hope in. He's been drafted over from their World Superbike project. He's a bit of an electronics guru, is Michele Gatta. And already his influence being felt inside that Movistar Yamaha team. Maverick Vinales, as we can see on screens now, feels already there's been some step forward in improving the acceleration of the Yamaha M1 through the electronics. So I would not be surprised at all, I'm hardly hedging my bets here, that Michele Gatta will be in some shape or form a full-time member of the Movistar Yamaha camp next year.
There's absolutely no doubt about that. They're in a precarious sort of situation in general, aren't they, Matt? Because as Maverick Vinales said yesterday in the press conference, their focus is to win a race. They want to try and get rid of all this media hype, of course, of how many races has now gone by. But surely they've got to be looking towards 2019 now as well, because it's in my mind, I mean, you may well feel differently. Of course they need to win a race and they want to...
Forja, ¿qué tal? Bienvenido al chat. And Arzu, welcome. Very nice to see you again here. Estamos en... I'm going to explain a bit in Spanish. You can hear the broadcasting in English, but I'm going to explain a bit in Spanish what's happening. Forja, ¿qué tal? Oye, ¿podemos confirmar lo de Álvaro con Ducati en Superbikes? Bueno, vamos a tener un campeón de Superbikes el año que viene, ¿no? Eso tiene buena pinta. Nos estuvimos hasta el último momento con esperanzas, pero finalmente no se pudo producir. El señor Rasalis apostó por Quartararo y veremos cómo le va a salir la jugada. Lo que está claro es que Ducati con Bautista contrata al próximo campeón de Superbikes. So welcome anyone. We are in Motorland, Aragón, in Spain. The weather is pristine, beautiful, and it seems that the Hondas and Marquez are in a big shape, in a good shape. For the sensations and the reactions, Maverick Vinales. Oh, now Dovizioso just got the provisional pole, and you can see the way Vinales is explaining his sensations that something is not going well with the Yamaha again. So we'll see what's going to happen. Parece que las ondas funcionan, sobre todo Márquez, y Dovizioso ya ha conseguido ponerse en la pole provisional a 1 milésima de Márquez, o sea, están igualados. Y parece ser por las expresiones que usa Viñales, Maverick Viñales, con Forcada para retransmitirle o transmitirle un poco cómo se siente, no son muy alentadoras. Vuelve a hacer gestos. Eduardo Ballato, hello, welcome. Yes, you can tell by the way Viñales is expressing himself after testing the tarmac, and something is happening. Really bad. Yeah. I don't know exactly what's happening. The last gossip or the last rumor that was coming out was that the problem Yamaha is having, they don't know it yet, because if not, they probably would have solved it already. But what they are saying now is that probably the Dunlop tires of the Moto 2 category is leaving a grease or is leaving some rubber in the floor. It's not helping Yamaha at all. So we don't know yet what's happening with Yamaha, but now Rossi is 14th and Viñales is 10th, a second or more away from Dovizioso right now.
degree more of lead angle on braking, and the front medium tyre just couldn't hold it. 1 degree more, and that cost him. Simon.
Guys, I'm in the Aprilia garage with Romano Albitiano, the team manager. Romano, we know you tested Monday and Tuesday after the Misano race at Misano. Can you tell us how that test went?
It was a very interesting test. As you know, we are in the phase in which we are designing the new bike for next year, so we need to collect data sometimes to look back to the year before. So we tested again the 17 bike, which gave him to some good feeling, performance-wise, a different story. Anyway, we are trying to go in a different direction of development on chassis side.
You're welcome, Eduardo. Very happy to have you here. We're gonna see. This is the first FP1 of on Friday. This is the first contact. There's no rubber on the track because only the Moto 3 riders have been riding prior to this session. So we'll see what's going to happen, but at the moment it seems that the Ducatis, at least Dovizioso, is doing pretty well. Lorenzo is not far, and Yamaha is still very, very far away. We don't know what's happening with Yamaha. Nobody really knows, I think, and we'll see what's going to happen.
He tried the 2017 RSGP last time out at that Misano test just to try and find out where they've gone wrong, where they've lost their way, where the development direction has taken a bit of a bum steer in 2018, because they are nowhere, let's be perfectly honest. Aleix Espargo, and I quote, these are not my words, I quote, super slow, very downbeat about his chance he was last time out after Misano with Aleix Espargo. Not comfortable, having to force too much, can't ride fluid. He said, I'm lost for words, I need some help from Aprilia. It sounds like the help is on the way. But will it be enough? But that's good news, because we do know last year Aprilia were a little bit behind in terms of developing their new project. They didn't get the new bike on track until the start of testing in Malaysia at the start of this year. So at least to get a couple of days under their belts in Valencia with 3 fast riders on board, then that gives them the whole of the winter break then to analyse that data and work on improvements that they can then bring to the test in Sepang at the start of the year. Of course, there's a 2-day test also, an official MotoGP test at Jerez at the end of November. I think those 4 days in Valencia and Jerez at the end of November are going to be absolutely crucial for Aprilia's 2019 prospects, because they've been off the radar this year, Steve.
Well, they're not the only ones, are they? We're looking at Valentino Rossi here and Yamaha. It just goes to show again, Matt, that the amazing work that has gone on at Ducati and Honda. They have just raised the bar so high, nobody's been able to get close to it.
Well, even this man who we're riding on board now, Valentino Rossi, down this long back straight, 6 gear, well over 300 kilometres an hour. He's going to hit the brakes hard then for this beautiful, long, sweeping final corner. Valentino Rossi actually after Misano, where Dovizioso was dominant, he basically said Ducati now for him is the point of reference technically in the MotoGP World Championship. They've got the best bike, it's the most rounded and complete and overall package. And he actually fair play to Valentino as he makes a meal of the first corner. Rossi said, you've got to give an enormous amount of credit to the work that Gigi Dall'Igna's done over the last 3 or 4 years. He's transformed Ducati from also-rans to thoroughbreds, hasn't he, at the moment? And Valentino hailing the job done by Dall'Igna.
Not just Dall'Igna, although it's no coincidence their form has improved dramatically since the arrival of the Italian. But also we were talking about it this morning, weren't we, or was it last night, about Andrea Dovizioso, the patience that he's had throughout this whole process. Because when he first joined Ducati, that bike was nowhere.
Well, it was the post-Rossi era, and they were on the floor. They were in the doldrums, big style. It was mid-pack mediocrity, wasn't it, at that stage for Ducati? For me, Andrea Dovizioso was the perfect fit at that time, because they were reeling from the high-profile failure of Rossi being there. Andrea Dovizioso was just going to get in there and be the calming influence that they needed. He knew there was going to be a tough couple of years. I mean, there were times I remember when Ducati were happy just to be within 30 seconds of a race win. the progress, the input from this man, and his patience and the way he goes about his work. He's such an analyst. He works so methodically. It was the dream combination because Andrea Dovizioso needed a factory to really get behind him and trust him. And boy, did a factory like Ducati need his nous, his knowledge, and his capability to steer direction of a motorcycle. And they're both now reaping the massive rewards from what were tough times.
Dovizioso fastest then so far in this session. Quarter of an hour remaining in FP1 here on Friday in Aragón. Simon.
I just had a quick catch up with David Abrivio.
Forja, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Me alegro mucho de verte por aquí. No, de llover nada. En principio, bueno, ahora mismo es soleado total. Vamos a ver un poco cómo está el weather en Alcañiz. Vamos a ver más o menos qué previsión podemos esperar para el fin de semana. Poco de nubes mañana y sol el lunes. No va a llover. No hay ningún atisbo de riesgo en cuanto a lluvia. Por otro lado, el tema de SBK, bueno, oye, sí, rea y tal, pero lo hemos dicho. Eduardo, it seems too hot for Yamaha. Yeah, it's like 24 degrees in the air and the tarmac is going to be a lot hotter. And it's going to be sunny the whole weekend. So at least the good news is that they are going to have dry time to put the setting up. Let's see what happens. Pues, Forja, sí, muchas veces hemos visto gente de superbikes muy potente venir al Mundial y ver cómo, nada, vamos, el propio Rick o algunos de estos. Entonces, yo creo que un piloto con nivel MotoGP, con una moto puntera en superbikes, hombre, es no candidato, es favorito al título de Superbikes para 2019, sin duda. Espero que consiga el máximo de buenos resultados. Aquí parece que las Ducati funcionan. Ahora mismo Bautista está a 8 décimas, está noveno a 8 décimas. Está por delante de Viñales y de Rossi, por ejemplo. Vamos a ver, parece que Lorenzo ahora vuelve a salir, viene mejorando. Yamaha is not solving the problem. I don't know why, but Viñales and Rossi are 1 second plus away from Dovizioso and Marquez. Ahora Dovizioso ha probado el duro atrás.
Yeah, listen to some comments from Zarco after Mazzano, where again his podium aspirations never really looked like materialising at all. And finally, he's just started to echo the endless complaints of Viñales and Rossi. He said, "I've really suffered with it, which means you've got full acceleration." He said, "I'm opening the throttle at the same point as everybody else, but I don't drive forward." And this was a really telling comment I thought. He said, "I'm fighting my own bike more than I'm fighting the other riders on track right now." Not exactly a glowing comment for Yamaha. He said his main focus now is to get in the podium because it's going to be so difficult. He's just concentrating now on Petrucci and Crutchlow, trying to win that pretty coveted, prestigious independent team prize.
He might find that difficult. Top 6 in 8 races at the moment, and Cal Crutchlow is consistently inside the top 6. That might be a bridge too far for Zarco, who you kind of get the feeling that is just starting to wind down now in his Yamaha career, with KTM, of course, on the horizon. It must be so difficult with all these contracts and deals that are discussed and confirmed at the start of the season, and things aren't going so well for you personally. With 6 races to go, it must be hard to find the motivation sometimes to then suddenly try and improve your own situation with a bike and a team that you're no longer going to be with.
Yeah, you've got to feel that at some stage he's going to have one eye on the KTM project. We know he'll jump on that RC16 in Valencia immediately after the final race. We've seen a little of Jorge Lorenzo so far in this FP1 session. He's coming down in 7th place. Here he is now down this long back straight. This is where the Ducati, when that Ducati fires itself out of turn number 15 and gets into that 3rd sector, it's where it can really stretch its legs. It really just basically sucks the paint on anything else around it. Dovizioso leading the way. Has Lorenzo made any impression on that 7th place? No, he hasn't. When we talked earlier on about his amazing record here, to put it into some context, when we first came...
Viñales orange on the 3rd. Let's see if he can improve now.
That day, Jorge Lorenzo was 4th. Since then, he's been on the podium every single year. Wins in 2014, 2015, 2nd 2012, 2013, 2016, 3rd in 2011, and 3rd last year, a rare podium on the Ducati. I think it's
no, Viñales ha mejorado a 3 décimas, casi 4.
Yeah, although you can understand why he's been shaking his head so far this morning, because he won't be happy with 7th place.
Well, a lot of people yesterday in the paddock were already sort of saying, well, who's your pre-race favourite? Who do you think is going to be the man? Lots of them were mentioning this man, number 99, Jorge Lorenzo, because we know that he's got this great affection for Aragón, but the Ducati is a different beast. Certainly a different beast with Jorge Lorenzo on board compared to this time last year when he was on the podium. But yeah, things not quite clicked into place, not quite gelled so far in FP1 for Lorenzo.
Maverick Viñales has stuck some fresh rubber in, a brand new medium front and a soft rear to try and get himself into the top 10 in the early stages of the weekend. 2 tenths down after the 2nd sector, 3 tenths down after sector 3. This is a decent shot of that long back straight, just under 1 kilometre long.
Yeah, it's beautiful, long, sweeping left-hander, which rises up at the end of the apex and then brings you over this blind crest onto the start-finish straight. Lorenzo's coming back into the pits. This is where Lorenzo said last year the Honda package in the hands of Marc Marquez was superior to his Ducati. That last corner, on those long corners, that's where the Ducati understeer can hurt them. It happens in tracks like Phillip Island as well. The Honda just slightly better at turning in that final corner. He said the other strong point the Honda had last year was in the chicanes. So if you looked at turns 14 and 15 and then that reverse corkscrew 8 and 9, the Honda just a little bit more agile last year. They could flick it quicker in those gnarly chicanes. So there was 2 or 3 places last year.
Viñales y mejora de nuevo.
New tyres for Maverick Viñales lifted him to 5th. Jack Miller, likewise, hard, brand new rear, goes up into 3rd. Disappointing time for Jack, of course, over in Misano.
Forja, ¿qué tal? Lo de Pedrosa. Me sabe mal decirlo, ¿qué voy a decir? Pero he perdido la fe en este tío ya, de verdad. Es que, no sé, tío, ya es su actitud en la moto, ¿sabes? A ver, hoy han salido a pista y la primera vuelta que ha dado ya estaba entre los rápidos. O sea, Crutchlow está arriba, Márquez está arriba. La Honda aquí funciona, pero es que él yo creo que pasa, tío. Yo creo que pasa. Y lo del probador de KTM, sí, bueno, sí, claro, pero no va a hacer carreras. A no ser que pueda ser invitado en algún gran premio por alguna lesión de algún piloto titular, pero sí, puede ser interesante, claro, con toda la información que tiene y todos los años de experiencia, telemetría, técnicos. Es una lástima que no lo ponga a servicio de una marca en desarrollo, pero no sé, tío, es como que ha perdido ya el hambre, ya no quiere. Dani ya no... Oye, Dovizioso acaba de bajar muchísimo el tiempo, ¿eh? Ojo, Dovizioso que ha bajado 8 décimas el tiempo y Viñales sigue muy rápido, ¿eh? Lo que pasa es que Viñales está con blando atrás. Y el blando atrás yo dudo que con este calor se pueda hacer la carrera. Bueno, pero al menos está yendo rápido. Se ha puesto pelín por delante de Márquez. Ha fallado en el último parcial, no sé por qué.
Across the line he goes, a 48.020. That is over 3/4 of a second quicker than anybody else at this moment with 5 minutes remaining. Don't expect to see a charge from Marquez on soft rubber. It is Friday after all. He tends not to bother with that, with the forecast looking pretty strong for tomorrow.
Eduardo, let's see. I'm gonna tell you in a while. Let me see what's the record here.
We haven't mentioned at all so far. He finished in a pretty solid 6th place over in Misano, all things considered recently.
Wait a moment.
So now some soft tires. That's just inside Hoyle Lorenzo's race record, I think, isn't it? From 2015. Well, I picked up the right stat sheet here. 148.120. Fastest ever lap.
The circuit record, yes, it is underneath the circuit record, but it's...
The fastest ever lap is Marc Marquez's 2015 pole, which is a 146.
Yeah.
So we're a long way off the outright fastest ever lap. But
yeah.
if you're looking at
46 what? Okay, they are saying that the record, it was 2016 Marc Marquez 146 something. Vinales has done 47.6. Yeah, they're gonna come down to 47 at least. But the record of the pole in 2016 by Marc Marquez is a 46. So they still have a lot of room to improve. It looks good for Vinales. The problem is that he's using a soft compound on the rear tire, which this is not going to work for the race, I'm sure, because it's very hot. Forja, ¿qué tal? Podcast en español de Boromor. No lo conozco. No lo conozco. Tienen puntos de vista interesantes. Bueno, sí, la verdad que a los que nos apasiona esto, tío, nos pasaríamos aquí la vida, ¿verdad? Yo ya antes que hablábamos de Pedrosa, me pasé media vida, porque me acuerdo que cuando... Yo nunca fui muy de Rossi. O sea, me gustaba y tal, no sé qué edad tendrás tú, Forja, pero me gustaba Rossi, pero mira, ahora Rossi ha mejorado, también con Blando delante. Nunca fui mucho de Rossi, sobre todo porque los que vivimos la época Duhan, hostia, es que cuando un tío gana y no tiene rival, es que es muy pesado. El deporte es negativo para el deporte, porque no tiene gracia. Si eres muy fan de Duhan, pues qué bien, porque gana siempre y gana todas las poles y todo lo gana Duhan, pero de cara al espectáculo, de cara a que haya tensión, de que haya posibilidades, pues no. Y entonces con Rossi, como Rossi los primeros años en Honda lo ganaba todo, pues también era como, venga, cuando cambió a Yamaha pensamos, venga, que ya verás que ahora alguien le ganará, pero nada, también con Yamaha, Rossi estuvo muchos años sin rivales, seamos realistas. O sea, Setegi Bernau, Max Biaggi, Kenny Roberts Jr. son sin duda muy buenos pilotos, pero claro, no son Márquez, no son Lorenzo, no son Viñales. O sea, son, buenos pilotos, como ahora sería Dovizioso, por ejemplo, ¿no? O como, o no sé, o qué diría yo, pues Iannone, cosas así, ¿no? Entonces, claro, cuando llegó Dani, yo lo vi de pequeñito, lo de la Copa Movistar con Alberto. Yo había sido muy fan de Alberto, que Alberto es el ejemplo, como piloto hablo, el ejemplo de Alberto fue el más claro de lo que está pasando ahora con Dani. O sea, tanto Duhan como Alberto se vieron forzados a la retirada. O sea, se quedaron con una pierna tocadísima, tanto Duhan como Alberto, que Duhan la última fue en Jerez, en la curva, antes de llegar a Peluqui, ¿no? Una de las de izquierdas antes de llegar a Peluqui. Y pues, se quedó medio lisiado durante años Duhan. Y Alberto tuvo una caída a final de recta en Paul Ricard, que es la Sarte, digamos, es la recta esa con la curbone de derechas tan rápida y tal. Se metió una hostia a final de recta y se destrozó una de las piernas. Y Alberto se quedó también mucho tiempo, bueno, de hecho aún cojea. Alberto ha quedado marcado de por vida. Aún cojea, está bien, porque está bien, porque los que lo vimos salir de la última esa, ¡buah! Alberto quedó muy tocado para siempre. Bueno, igual que Dujan, lo que pasa, bueno, con el tiempo, con recuperación, tal, pues bueno, acabado, no se le nota mucho. Pero yo creo que esta es la diferencia entre este tipo de pilotos y Dani. O sea, yo creo que Dani no está dispuesto a... Ya, bueno, tiene alguna fractura de clavícula, pero realmente lesión grave, tampoco ha tenido ninguna, ¿no? Y ha llegado a un punto en que ha dicho basta. Se le nota mucho, o sea, está a 2 segundos ahora mismo, el 18, pero es que en todo el año está haciendo lo mismo. O sea, ese sueño que teníamos de que quizá volviera a ganar una de esas carreras suyas, ¿sabes? Cuando ya iba rápido el viernes. Bueno, cuando Dani está fino y tal, pero no basta con estar fino, te tienes que jugar la vida, ¿sabes? Te tienes que jugar la vida. Y yo creo que Dani ya no quiere. Entonces, ir a probarla... Claro, lo que a mí me sabe mal es que si tú no eres el primer piloto, o sea, si tú no vas a correr la carrera, en el caso de lo de KTM estamos hablando, si tú no vas a correr la carrera, tú le puedes dejar la moto a los pilotos 3 segundos más lenta. Porque esto siempre ha pasado. O sea, los probadores de la moto en Japón no van a rodar al tiempo del piloto, van a rodar pues 1,5, 2 segundos más lento. Y entonces luego pues lo que va a pasar es que el piloto se va a encontrar en esa nueva tesitura 2 segundos más rápido con cosas que solo podrá ver el piloto. Entonces, bueno, sí, hacer de probador, probar las 4 cosas y decirle yo creo que aquí esto tal, pero no, si no se juega la vida a nivel de bajar esos 2 segundos, bueno, sí, pero será algo puramente representativo, yo creo. A ver, voy a dejar... Vale, pues esto ha acabado así, chicos. This is how it ended. The Vicioso the fastest. Oh, something is not working here. Okay, I'm gonna go... back here. So we're ready for a new weekend on MotoGP. Forja, si queréis os paso el enlace. Una hora hablando con Chadis, pilotos. Ok, pásamelo, sí, pásalo por aquí si quieres. O si no te lo coge, porque claro, sabes que muchas veces en las carreras y tal se nos llena esto de links, de gente que mete spam y tal, igual no te deja pasármelo el link. Pero envíamelo al mail si quieres, que es actualidadmotogptv@gmail.com. Envíamelo por aquí, ¿vale? Y lo comentamos. Pero sí, a todo el mundo que esté metidillo en el mundo y le interese esto, ¿sabes lo que pasa? Que como hay tanta gente que habla de fútbol, y si tú sigues el fútbol, pues oye, tío, hay un mogollón de tertulias y gente que habla y gente que comenta y tal, pero si te gusta esto, solo hay el canal de pago que es en inglés. Bueno, y está el Movistar, pero es que el Movistar, ya lo hemos hablado muchas veces, tío, es que se ponen ahí a hablar en medio de una tanda, te ponen un corte publicitario, o se ponen a hablar de otras cosas, de, yo qué sé, del Sálvame o yo qué sé. Hay veces que dices, yo he visto pocas tandas, porque tengo algún amigo que tiene el Movistar, o sea, el Movistar Plus, y yo me pongo muy nervioso, porque si estamos en mitad de una tanda, se trata de hablar de eso, ¿no? Pues vale, sí, pásame el enlace y a ver que igual podemos colaborar. So, thank you very much for being there. You see at the end result. Let me read you the end result because I just forgot it. At the end part of the session, many riders use the soft tire mostly on the rear, but faster. Dovizioso 48.0. For sure, they're gonna go down to 47s. Even the record, the pole record from Marc Marquez 2016 is a 46.7. So they have a lot of margin to improve. Second is Petrucci, which shows that the Ducatis are working well here. Third is Miller. Petrucci is quite close to Dovizioso, but Miller is already 7/10 away. Lorenzo, 4 Ducatis in the first positions. This is very telling. 5th is Viñales, who improved a lot, but with soft tire on the rear. Then 6th is Marquez, almost 8/10 away. 7th is Rossi, 9/10 away. 5th is Zarco. 9th is Crutchlow. 10th is Iannone. Rins, 11. Paul Espargaró, 12. Aleix Espargaró, 13th. Bautista, 14th. With the Angel Nieto team. 15th, his teammate Karel Abram, with the Angel Nieto team. 16th, Redding. 17th, Smith. 18th, Pedrosa, 2 seconds away from Dovizioso. And 19th, Nakagami. 20th, Luti. 21st, Simeon. 22, Morbidelli. 23, Ciarin. We have a lot of fans of Ciarin here. And 24, Torres, who is in place of Rabat, who, as you would remember, he broke his leg, among other things. So it looks like Dovizioso have a great pace. We'll see if the soft is an option or not, because this can change a lot of things. It doesn't seem that Petrucci have that kind of pace. He made 1 lap. As Miller, he made 1:48, no, 2:48, 3:48. It's not that bad. Miller have something else than Petrucci. And Lorenzo, only 1:48 for Lorenzo. He didn't start so well, but we'll see. You know, it's a long weekend, and the good news is that it's not gonna rain, so they will have plenty of time to prepare the setting. So we'll see. Okay, thanks for being there. Let me see if there's any other question. Ducati Grand Prix and the only one who can compete is Marquez. Yeah, I quite agree with that. It looks like 4 Ducatis in the 4 first positions. It looks pretty well. And Marquez is always competing. I mean, Marquez is like Jesus Christ, you know. It's the biggest talent in motorcycle history that I ever saw. I mean, he's amazing because he can fight even when he have not the best. Hola, Forja. Un momento, déjame comprobar lo del correo porque ahora no estoy seguro. Porque este correo lo usamos... Bueno, además el canal ya sabes que lo abrimos hace muy poco. Bueno, mira, si me lo quieres pasar por Instagram, ok, a ver. Déjame ver si me da el correo. El Instagram es Actualidad MotoGP TV. Y el email es actualidadmotogptv@gmail, ¿vale? Te lo escribo también. actualidadmotogptv@gmail. Segundo que te lo escribo ahí a ver si me deja. Sí, no es televisión, es TV, ¿eh? Te lo intento escribir. motogptv@gmail.com. ¿Me va a dejar, yo creo? Sí, ahí lo tienes. Vale, pues nos vamos a ir ya, ¿vale? Este es el horario. Voy a volver a retransmitir a las 2:05. 2:05 European time. We're gonna connect for the broadcasting of the FP2 again, ¿ok? A las 2:05 empiezo la retransmisión de la... Hostia, no lo entiendo, Forja. Ah, vale, que estás en la fragua. Vale, vale. Eduardo, hablas español. Muy bien. Volvemos a las 2, ¿vale, chicos? Nos vemos para la FP2. Nos vemos para la FP2. Hasta pronto.